Hello and welcome to Wingin It, and welcome back to another game from the Wingspan World Cup 2025, where we are through into this second group stage. So yes, having finished the regional qualifying stage, we played our 10 games, ended up on a 6-4 final record, which was just about enough to get through automatically into this next round. So it's going to be another group stage. We've got 9 games coming up at this time, and again it's going to be aiming for those top 4 spaces to get a place in the knockout round. And we've got the first of those games coming up right here. We are going to be going second in this game, so yeah, we're going to dive in here, and hopefully we're going to get off to a good start. Obviously got to let our opponent pick first. We'll see what they choose, and then we'll see what our own options are in our starting hand. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get to work with in this first game of the group stage. Nothing too incredible, but we do have at least a couple of interesting brown powers here. I think Anna's Hummingbird and the Mallard could both be nice for different reasons. Mallard, obviously a nice card drawing power. Maybe just go with that and dig in the wetlands, or equally play this Hummingbird and get some food. So see if the bonus card's going to change things. Probably not. I think I go Rodentologist here every time, despite the lack of rodent birds around. But definitely something that could well change with some digging. So yeah, interesting choice here. I mean, I might see what my opponent's got, see if that sways me. Okay, just the one card, but plenty of food. So maybe I don't mind too much about giving a little bit of food away, but I feel like seeing the extra cards with the Mallard. Also, yeah, pretty good. So it's going to be very tempted to just go with this. And as I say, do a bit of digging. Don't really think these other 3 birds in the hand are that good. Certainly not ones I'd be going to keep at the start. So yeah, maybe it is just a case, as I say, of doing the Mallard, doing some digging, and yeah, I don't even really think those options in the tray are too exciting for me. So I think I lean towards the extra cards here rather than the food. Obviously cards, I could turn this into food in the forest if I want to, but it's just going to help me find the birds I'm looking for that little bit more quickly. So I think we'll go ahead, lock that in with the Rodentologist. Hopefully we can get a good score on that, but yeah, hopefully in the shorter term we can at least actually find some good stuff from the deck when we do our digging. So yeah, be interested to see what goes down for my opponent. What is it going to be? Oh, it's a reverberated Hummingbird. Well, that's very interesting. That could have been quite the opening with 2 Hummingbirds in the wetlands. But see, this is the advantage. Now my opponent's going to be the one giving me food, and all the while I'm seeing extra cards with this Mallard. So I think that's worked out pretty well for us. And yeah, let's get this down. So I think I'm going to keep the Nectar just for ultimate flexibility here in terms of, whatever birds I find. And hopefully I can add to that Nectar by, benefiting from this Hummingbird, which, is going to get used. So that would have been quite something. I don't think I've ever seen a game like that where both players open with a Hummingbird. Nearly had that, but yeah, I say happy with the Mallard here to use that card drawing power. So we are going to get a Nectar hit. Very nice. And all right, we're going to draw some cards. And I say, I think it's worth spending food to reset here. See more cards. I don't really like any of these. What can we get? Nothing really too good there either. So I think we'll go off the top. Okay, still nothing too good, but at least we're getting some brown powers. Maybe that Blue Jay, if we want to go in the forest. That could certainly work. And yeah, Desert Finch can be nice for getting some eggs, but not really too early on. So I don't really think either of these are going to be immediate plays, but I think, probably just continue digging, I think. Keep spending this food, keep seeing more cards. I think that's just so valuable at this stage of the game. Seeing more cards is only going to be helpful. And yeah, knowing at least that I have got a brown power forest bird that I could play and use that to my advantage. And yeah, opponent is also resetting the trade, getting slightly better options here. I think that European Robin is a must keep or a must pick up here. That's going to be a very, very nice one. But still, we're going to keep getting this free food from this Hummingbird, which, I'll very much take that. So thank you very much there. Still not good birds, but okay. I mean, maybe the Goshawk, if we want to go for this Rodentologist. We have got extra cards to maybe tuck under that. So yeah, I may actually just pick that up. go off the top as well. Okay, American Crow. Maybe not too interested in you. Yeah, really going to need to find some good stuff here. Okay, now Junco. So maybe that could work. Oh, now Golden Eagle. I definitely want that for the rodentologist. But yeah, maybe there's something to do here with the Junco and the Crow. Maybe go in the grasslands here. Get a couple of food. I could even play this shoveler if I wanted to, just to push out this wetlands and yeah, get some more card access going down there. But yeah, I think that that Golden Eagle, that looks like a really, really tasty one, and I am going to get it here, so definitely going to go grab that. Yeah, it feels like this could be a Grasslands Engines, could be a Grasslands kind of game here to go with. So Crimson Chat, slightly tempting for that if we are going to have maybe a bit more food from the Crow, from the Junco, but I feel like I want to use that food to play birds. That's going to be my priority, so we'll keep going off the top. And yeah, not terribly interesting there, but okay, I think I've got a plan. I think I've got a plan, and I can definitely look at getting 3 beds in a row here for this first and around goal, which is going to be really good. So yeah, I think play the Junco, lay eggs, and then that'll give me the food for the Crow and the Eagle. And I think I just go ahead and do that. So that feels pretty good. And then, as I say, maybe next round, maybe look at this shoveler, get that down, just get more cards going. Obviously with the caveat of, yeah, helping out my opponent there, but might still be a good option. And yeah, we've got the Goshawk as well, which can definitely use some spare cards later on in this game. But yeah, it looks like the Robin's gone down, which makes sense. My opponent's now going to have, yeah, really, really good food access up here. And it's so good for getting extra nectar, this Robin. So definitely one to watch out for at this stage of the game. But I'm feeling positive. I feel like we're in a good spot here. And definitely can target these end of round goals as well. Going to need something with a cup nest. So yeah, maybe you have to think about maybe even just playing this Desert Finch early. That next end of round goal. But round 3 synergize as well with our bonus card. And just in general, if we're laying eggs, hopefully we can target that last one as well. And okay, back onto our turn here. And yeah, it's time to get this setup going. So we've got just the right food. We'll spend the normal food on this Junco here. So get that down. Got to say, not a bird I actually play too much in Oceania anymore. Much better on the base boards, I feel like, where grasses is kind of more natural, and obviously the seeds you're kind of okay with. You kind of want nectar more these days, but yeah, that's where this Crow's going to come in. That is at least going to help us get some nectar, which we're going to need to spend to help us score some points. Okay, Kingfish has gone down in the grasslands, so yeah, maybe just trying to push something out, get some eggs going. We'll see how that works, but yeah, for now we're just going to go ahead, lay our eggs, get rid of some of these slightly dud cards that we have drawn, turn those into a point, obviously, and a food, which, yeah, is going to be really, really helpful just for getting this grasslands going a little bit, yeah, nice and early in this game. Getting birds down, really. Just getting good brown powers, always key. But yeah, very much a base game feel to what we're doing so far. Hopefully we can kind of augment that with some other options later on. So yeah, Golden Eagle, I think that's going to be my next play here. Get that in. Nice big point bird. I mean, I think most games I'd be looking to play Golden Eagle anyway, but when you get 2 extra points off the Rodentologist, that just helps sweeten the deal. And yeah, really nice brown power. So that will be one to look out for, one to watch, where hopefully we can be picking up some extra points. So Ready Shell Duck going in. That's a pretty nice teal power for my opponent. Not going to help the center round goal though, because yeah, we're going to get our Crow in the game. So building this grasses out super quickly. I think that's always important. If you're going for this kind of engine, just prioritize getting things going, getting the brown powers in so that you can use them as much as possible. And yeah, especially with good ones like this, that's going to be the aim. So we'll see what this Ready Shell Duck's going to do. But pretty good one early to be getting, yeah, that extra card access coming through. So may well find some good stuff. And there's a lot of omnivore birds down, so gotta watch out for that. Could potentially be a strong bonus card game for my opponent as well. But yeah, we've already got one rodent eating bird down. I think we will get this Goshawk in at some point as well. And yeah, plenty of other good options that we can look out for as we, yeah, dig a little bit more, probably in round 2, I think. Yeah, we'll see if the shoveler goes down. I'm certainly leaning towards playing it, I think. Much like the grasslands, just pushing out this wetlands, giving myself more card access there is going to be crucial. And yeah, if we draw good stuff, we'll play it. If not, it's going to get tucked on this Junko and turned into food. So whatever we draw is going to have some value for us. And all right, on to the end of round goal, of course. We do get the win there. 3 points. Very nice. Into the next round. And okay, not a terrible trade, got to be honest. I mean, Pukekko's quite interesting. That could definitely be one my opponent wants, especially, as I say, if I do think there is an omnivore situation going on. And equally, the Smew is not bad for seeing a few more cards. So I think, just in the interest of picking up birds that I like while they're there and not letting my opponent get them, I think I'm going to take those and see what else we get off the top. Anything good? Absolutely. Peregrine Falcon. I will take that. Thank you very much. Another nice Rhodologist bird. So yeah, look at getting in this grass. So I'm feeling positive about how we're going here. And yeah, I've got to be honest, I might just play this Desert Finch. I think for this end of round goal, it's going to be key. My opponent's got some cup nest space, but this could be one where I could easily catch them out later. Maybe play this as the last bird in the round. Suddenly get 4 eggs in, and then they can't do anything to react. So that feels like a nice way to cap off the grasslands. But yeah, otherwise, I think I could see myself maybe playing this Pukekko, but Smew feels like a nice one. We got a few good options to work with. But yeah, let's for now just focus on getting this grasslands going, getting our nice brown powers in. Golden Eagle doing its work. And I think probably this Blue Jay is not going to get played, so we'll ditch that. And yeah, got to say, the seeds as well coming through. That's going to be helpful. We're going to need birds to play with those extra seeds from the Junko, and yeah, Desert Finch. Definitely a strong candidate, and likewise, I mean, maybe that's where the Pukekko comes in. But certainly this Smew eating at least 1 seed does not hurt at all. So yeah, I think we've got good options here. And just going to try and get this set up, get this going, make sure we hit the end around goal. But really, this could be a very, very nice grasslands, getting us all this food and these points as well. Hopefully these Predator powers can do their job. And yeah, we've got plenty of birds with a lot of egg space as well, which I think is going to go a long way to just helping us run this grasslands as much as possible. So yeah, got to watch out, see what my opponent's doing. Picking up lots of nectar, as I say, this is what the Robin is so good at. So we may struggle for nectar scoring in this game. We may just have to try and make up the points elsewhere. So, okay, a little bit of free food coming through. I don't hate that. I think probably, given that I'm already getting a load of seeds, I'm just going to take a worm here. And yeah, maybe that's going to be something for the Smew later on. But definitely don't mind a little bit of free food. Do not mind that if my opponent's going to keep drawing, keep using this hummingbird. I think they are stronger for food access than I am. And I've got stronger card access, so... Okay, Barrow's Gold Nice now card. That could well be one that my opponent wants to go for. Does that mean I need to block it? Or do I think I could get away with leaving it? There's still plenty of this game left to go, and a pink power like that, with lots of these cavity nest spaces, yeah, that could be really powerful. So let me think about this. 5 turns left. I would need to lay eggs, play the Falcon, lay eggs again, and then play the Desert Finch. So that is 4 turns. So I do have an extra turn here where I could go and pick up this gold line, just block it. I feel like I have got to do that. I really don't want my opponent who could, yeah, just pick up and play it. So they'll be getting free eggs off me throughout the rest of this game. So let's take that. Okay, Marsh Harrier. That could be a nice cheap play for Rheumatologist as well later on. What else are we going to get off the top? Pygmy Goose. Kind of less interesting, but maybe a slightly better version of this Shoveler. So that could probably go. But yeah, honestly, this Marsh Harrier... 4 points essentially with the bonus card for just 1 food, and maybe if we are going to draw cards later on, that could provide some value. So that'll be one to consider. But yeah, as I said, we've got a bit of a plan, I think, to get these birds down. Focus on scoring this end of round goal. That's going to be nice. And yeah, focus on just trying to collect the right food. I think Smew's going to be a good play next round. I think Goshawk, I could play that at any time, but you know, definitely can look to get that in when the time suits. And then, yeah, maybe some of these wetland birds just help get some more points or some more cards. And all right, we're going to get a bit of free food maybe from this flycatcher, which again, I will not say no to. I've got plenty of birds to play. So let's lay some eggs and yeah, gather up the food that we need to play these birds. And Chiff Chaff, don't mind seeing you go there. What do we want to get rid of here? I think, yes, say this shoveler. That could be the one to go. And okay. Yeah, 3 turns left. I think this falcon's going to be really, really good for us. Already seeing the success from the golden eagle. So if this can match that and keep scoring points for us, that's going to be good. But yeah, this is interesting now, this end of round goal. My opponent can in theory get more than 4, but I say I don't think they know that I've got this Desert Finch. I think that came potentially from the deck. So they may feel secure in being able to win this end of round goal with just maybe 1, 2, even 3 eggs. And they're not going to see this coming. So potentially we're going to be able to get some extra points. At the very least, we will qualify. That's the main thing. To not miss out on, yeah, the 2 points that we would get for coming in second. But yeah, this could be a situation where my opponent, yeah, maybe does not lay eggs quite as much as they actually do need to. So we'll see how that is going to play out. But Falcon is in, so yeah, this Rheumatologist, as I say, this could be a big score. We'll draw a little bit more. I imagine I'll draw maybe a bit in round 3. We've already got plenty of cards. And as I say, this Mew, this could be a good one. This is going to let us see 4 more cards. And obviously tuck 2 of them, and then the others, yeah, maybe we can play them. But still got this Goshawk, still got this Junko to make use of, yeah, all of that extra cards that we're going to be potentially being left with. So feeling positive, feeling good about this situation. And there we go, we're getting a free worm coming through. So your eggs are indeed going on the cup nests. So yeah, I think my opponent probably will be okay, to be honest. I imagine this nectar's going to get spent on a bird. They can always choose to lay eggs on that last turn as well. But we're going to lay eggs right now. And yeah, pick up, say, hopefully a lot of points from these brown powers. So Falcon doing its job. Very nice. We'll actually pick up a nectar here. Can use that as well. Albus Booby would have been a nice one in the hand not to be here. Okay, well, I think this Hooded Crow, I think that's probably not going to get played at this point. A teal power with just 2 more rounds to come. So we will get rid of you. And yeah, we've got the food we need. 1 last turn. Space, there's a Finch, and I'm not sure I've ever played it in such a good scenario as this, where actually, yeah, it's not only going to get us these 4 eggs, which is going to be points. So a nice point bomb at this stage of the game. But just finishing off this grasslands. Every time now we lay eggs after this, it's an extra point. But also, yeah, at least picking up some extra points on this end round goal is going to be nice. So yeah, definitely a situational bird, I think, this one. But we found the right situation for it here. And all right, here we go on to our last turn. And yeah, indeed, a nice big point bird going down in the Warbler. But okay, still keeping 1 nectar. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe my opponent wants to play another bird here. But at the very least, yeah, if I'm going to force them into laying eggs, that's kind of making them waste the nectar, which I'm all for. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this Finch down that we've been waiting for. Very, very nice play, getting those 4 eggs coming through. And yeah, getting the points on the board. 50 points already. And we've got plenty more, hopefully, to come just by running this strong grasslands engine. And yeah, playing some of these nice birds. So yeah, gotta think which order I want to play these in. Probably Spew first in that next round, just to, yeah, see those extra cards. And probably think about putting it in the forest. I can already see my opponent is prioritizing egg space in the forest. And yes, there we go. Having to spend the nectar there to get the extra egg coming through. But that might be something that we try and push for. Yeah, competing with that heavy egg space in the forest. And the Smew definitely helps with that. So we want to think about, obviously the Goshawk's going to go down there as well. But hopefully we can find some other nice good birds to play up there. And particularly ones that are going to eat these seeds, because I think we're going to have those in plentiful supply thanks to this Junko. So yeah, unsurprising, as I say, my opponent did have to react there, but maybe caused, yeah, having to lay eggs at a slightly inconvenient time. So there's still some value there. But we're on to teal. So yeah, this shell duck, this is a strong one, seeing those extra 5 cards each round. And obviously getting a tuck as well. See what that can do. But coming into round 3, what do we got? Bioweaver in the tray. But a barn owl is there as well, which honestly, I wouldn't hate playing that. Just for the rodentologist, just for maybe that egg space as well. So that could be one that I easily pick up. Yeah, maybe just with this SMU. Something to think about there. But yeah, Bioweaver, interesting timing. Could be a strong one. I know all too well myself how good Bioweaver and Hummingbird can be in the wetlands. But normally you do need to get that set up a little bit sooner at the start of round 3 to really get the benefits of that. So yeah, one to keep an eye out for. Cuckoo as well, that pink power. Maybe an option, maybe something that yeah, my opponent is going to want to go for, obviously. With all the egg laying we're doing, and indeed they do, but Bioweaver is still there. And I get a nectar off of this Hummingbird, which is great for me. Because it means I can just go ahead and get this SMU down straight away. And I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So in you go. And yeah, we'll see what we get off the top. First of all, Whitethroat, probably not going to play you or the Nuthatch. So okay, I definitely want this barn owl. I don't really think I care too much about these others. Yeah, I don't think Bioweaver is going to be an option. So we'll go off the top. Okay, I mean, Parrot Crossbill, you do eat lots of seeds, so maybe something to do there. Yeah, I mean, this Whitethroat, let me think about this. Is there a world? Is there a world where I could actually play this and maybe get 4 or 5 eggs each round? I feel like there is. I feel like, honestly, with the crow, with playing birds, I'm able to clear out egg space where I need to. So I think I've got to choose the ones to tuck. So I think I'm going to tuck these 2. And yeah, keep the owl and the Whitethroat there. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how quickly that pink power goes down for my opponent. But I say I think we've got things to do. Could well look at doing the barn owl. Could well definitely think about doing this Whitethroat. But yeah, I think at this stage of the game, just laying the eggs that we know we can score points from, play the birds that we want to benefit most from, and yeah, maybe you don't have to draw cards too many more times. I will have to do some counting at some point just to make sure I've got enough for the Junko, got enough for this Goshawk as well. But yeah, I think for now, it's just going to be a case of getting things down and yeah, getting some of these high egg space birds, I think, down in the forest, ready for that last end around goal is going to be a good target to aim for. Back onto our turn here. And indeed, the pink power has gone straight in, no hesitation. Can't blame my opponent for that. But we're just going to lay eggs anyway. And yeah, pick up these points, pick up this extra food that we're getting. And a perfect turn there. Very, very nice. So, okay, I think GoldenEye, I think you can go at this stage of the game. Not really got too much use for you. But definitely, yeah, I think there's something we can do with this Whitethroat here. I do feel like if I get that down this round, I can definitely have an empty grasslands. And then maybe even in the last round, maybe just courtesy of playing some of these birds, you know, especially once they go in columns 4 and 5, I'm clearing out those eggs very, very quickly. I think, you know, this could potentially end up being a 9 or 10 egg bird by the end of the game. And certainly that is a good amount of value to be getting out of a bird like that. And yeah, to add to that, the barn owl and the Goshawk, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure those are going to be good plays as well. Definitely does not hurt to have options like that. But I think what I'm going to try and do this round is probably just lay eggs twice, play 2 birds, get ready for that last round tray. That is where, if I'm going to draw once more in this game, which I think I will have to, I think that's the best time to do it. Give myself the opportunity of seeing that fresh tray, seeing new birds come up. Who knows what could be there? Maybe some nice big point rodent-eating birds. That's what I'd like to target. I think that's going to be better than just digging off the deck here. So yeah, I've got birds I want to play. I think I'll prioritize those and see where I go. And back onto our turn and more free food. Scissortail Flycatcher really helping us out here. So that is very, very nice to see. And yeah, I think, as I was saying, we're just going to keep laying eggs for now. And see what we can get. So Predator Power is still doing their job. We can still keep up with the nectar as well. Not doing so well there, the golden eagle. But okay, what do we want to get rid of? I think Pikeko. I'm just not going to draw cards enough for that to do much for me. So yeah, we'll turn that, let's say, into a tuck and an egg. And we're doing very strong on point 71 already. Feeling positive, feeling in a good spot here. So yeah, so it's going to be playing a couple more birds now. I've got to think carefully. I could actually just play 3 birds here with some forcing. Because there is maybe a reason to get another wetland bird down here, just allowing me to draw the extra card in that final round. Because as it stands, I'm going to end this round on 2 birds in hand no matter what, whether I play 3 birds or whether I just play 2 and then lay eggs once. I'm obviously going to tuck a bird behind the Junco. So I've only got 2 cards in hand. Then drawing in that final round, I want to be drawing as many as I can. And if I can draw another 4 cards in that final round and have 6 in hand, that's going to be the perfect number, because then I can obviously tuck some behind the Junco and still have some left for the Goshawk. That's going to be the priority. So yeah, whether it is playing this Marsh Harrier or honestly whether it's just playing this Barn Owl down there, that feels like it might not be a terrible idea. But you are gaining food, so okay, you're definitely going to be playing some birds. I think I want to play the Barn Owl just to be sure. I mean, it feels unlikely my opponent could bridge that kind of a gap, but I've got to be prepared. And I definitely want to be playing this bird with the egg space, with the bonus card in mind as well. So yeah, maybe, as I say, maybe I do just play the Marsh Harrier in the wetlands as well. I've got to think I do need to spend some nectar down there. So maybe this is the time to do that. Maybe play the Marsh Harrier, the Barn Owl, and then still have enough food for this Whitethroat. I quite like that, but I think probably I'm going to play the Whitethroat first, just because I know that's definitely a bird I want to be playing this round. And we could spend, yes, some of this extra food that is coming through. And gotta say, I don't mind too much overpaying at this stage, because I think I'm going to be okay for food, given that last round one of my plays is going to be the Goshawk. That's no food, so that's going to be fine. And yeah, if I'm laying eggs twice more, I get 2 nectars, 2 seeds. That's enough to play any bird in the game. So whatever we get, no matter how expensive, I'll be able to afford that. No problem whatsoever. So yeah, I do think I'm leaning towards, say, playing the Barn Owl and the Marsh Harrier here with the last 2 turns of this round. Get the Barn Owl down in the forest. Really prioritize that egg space where, yeah, if it's going to be Barn Owl and Goshawk, that's 12 egg spaces. I think that's going to be a strong lead to have, because maybe my opponent can play enough birds to match me there, but it's going to be some really weak grass and turns to try and actually get the eggs in there. And, okay, American Bitter's going down. So yeah, maybe I think my opponent might be trying to push for the centre round goal. We'll put a stop to that once this Barn Owl goes in. But I think, yeah, let's do the Harrier. I say definitely get 1 nectar spent in there. It is kind of close, but we've got to qualify, so we're going to focus on that for now. Yeah, clear out that Desert Finch egg space, which, yeah, just frees up that Whitethroat to use the grasslands. And then, yeah, honestly, in that last round, I think we should be fine. I think by just playing a couple of birds, we're going to clear out, 3 egg spaces there, hopefully. And then, yeah, when we're laying eggs, using the crow, that's going to clear out more egg space. I think we should be okay to use the Whitethroat in the grasslands both rounds for those 10 eggs. That's going to be a very, very nice return coming through for us. So, yeah, got a bit of a plan. Just partly depends what is going to come through in that final tray. Really just need 1 good bird. If it eats rats, that's a bonus. But yeah, anything big points, I think, will do for me. Back through to us for the last turn of the round. And yeah, more rats going in. So Australian Raven. So maybe we're going to see some food spam coming through. But yeah, we're fine for the end of round goal. But I want to play this Barn Owl, so I'm going to get that in up in the forest. Very, very nice. Yeah, for a good big point play with the bonus card. So in you go. And then it's on to the teals. So yeah, still this Ruddy Shelter is going to get some usage. Going to see some more cards. But yeah, now with this Raven down, that is kind of interesting. I do wonder if maybe that is just going to give opportunities to lay some eggs. And yeah, maybe use the free food coming through from that flycatcher to, yeah, get caches on that Raven. So we'll see about that. But it is another omnivore bird. So that could, yeah, very well be the bonus card over there that we've got to watch out for. But honestly, we've got a good bonus card ourselves, so it doesn't matter too much. And yeah, we're going to get these eggs coming through. Whitethroat doing a great job getting us some extra points, winning this end of round goal through all those lovely birds. We come into the last round, and okay, not the greatest of trays. So let me think about how I want to approach this. Now, what I could do actually, I could just lay eggs first of all, because maybe I want to spend the nectar on seeing an extra card, especially if I'm going to get some free worms through from here. So that could well be an option. And yeah, I know I just want to be filling up in this grasslands for now anyway. So we'll just take this opportunity to, yeah, lay our eggs and obviously get rid of this pygmy goose that we don't want. That parakeet, that could have been interesting, but I actually don't think, yeah, my opponent's not played anything that I could copy, so maybe not quite so interesting. But there we go, yeah. I think next turn we'll be drawing cards and, yeah, see what's going to come up. We'll go off the deck blind a couple of times. But yeah, we'll see if my opponent maybe needs to draw cards as well. Maybe they want to reset this tray and help a bro out with just, yeah, moving these less desirable cards out of the way and giving us some new ones to come up. So if we could get, I mean, I'm probably asking for Woodstalk. That's probably the best bet I could find in this situation. But yeah, even just like a Great Horned Owl or something like that. Something that's got rats and is worth a lot of points. That's the dream play at this stage of the game. And yeah, if this Marsh Harrier as well, you know, we're only going to use this once. If that could get maybe 1 or 2 tucks to just sweeten the deal of playing it, that would, yeah, suit me very nicely as well. So we'll see what my opponent wants to do here. And yeah, then we'll go and draw our cards and see what we can find. And all right, here we go. Back round to us here. Opponent is taking food, so grab in a bunch of nectar. We'll see what that's going to get used for. But yeah, we're going to draw some cards. So what can we find off the top of the deck? Okay, nothing too incredibly amazing here. Grosbeak. Yeah, maybe we just play that for the points, but I would like something better. So I think given the fact that I've not seen the free food come through, I think there's no guarantee that it does. I can't really be too sure. And I suppose like worst case scenario, if maybe free food comes through and I skip the crow, I'm going to get the egg back there anyway. So I think I will spend the egg and just keep my options open. For now, what can we get? Okay, still nothing good. Right, come on, Marsh Harrier. Can you do something? I probably would have quite liked that. That's the double play of the forest. Can we get another hunt? Okay, I think 54, we're going to stop there. I'll take those 2 tucks. That is a good result. Can we get anything coming through off the top? Okay. Well, you fulfilled the brief of a rodent-eating bird, but unfortunately, yeah, I'm not going to get to play you. So, okay. That is a little unfortunate. And yeah, now I've got to think things through a little bit because maybe... Yeah, I think the problem is that I do have to play 2 birds. I'm trying to work out maybe egg space is enough where I could just play the goshawk and lay eggs twice and yeah, just skip the crow. And you know, it's a strong grasses. It's 7 points each time. It's way better than playing, for example, this grosbeak. But the problem there, yeah, maybe this egg space, just trying to manage with the whitethroat as well. So I'll have to do some counting. I'll have to do a few sums. And yeah, see what the art of the possible is. It may well come down to this end of round goal as well if my opponent is going to, yeah, play more forest birds. Maybe we need potentially this grosbeak to go down for that for the end of round goal. So there are eggs coming through. And we do now have grosbeak food, but yeah, I think at the very least, goshawk, that's a definite play here. No brainer. That goes in, so we'll just get that out of the way. Clear out, obviously, yeah, some of these grass and egg spaces. And yeah, see what my opponent's going to do and see how best we can react to that. And all right, it is on to our turn. And what a twist. I did not see this coming. Spoonball Sandpiper has gone in. So, okay, we now get the opportunity to draw 2 new bonus cards. And this is maybe going to help us out in terms of spending, yeah, some of these resources. Because let me think about this. My opponent has got just one card in hand. It's definitely going to get played with these 2 nectars. It could well be a forest bird, but even if it is, I don't think they have enough to be able to play a bird with enough egg capacity to overtake me and then also lay all those eggs on. So I think in the forest we're going to be okay, which means I don't need to play an extra bird. And actually, this is going to let me use this nectar as well. I think, yeah, that is going to be worthwhile doing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a food. I could spend 2 food, actually. Obviously, I need to clear off the Junko anyway. With the crow, so it's not going to make a massive difference. But yeah, I think just spend 2 food here. Nectar and seed. And see what this bonus card is going to be. It's going to be a 0, so maybe that's karma. But fine. All right, well, now I've got to think carefully, just in case my opponent's going to try and copy a bonus card off me. It feels unlikely, but these are both terrible for them anyway. So yeah, unfortunate. I would have liked a slightly better bonus card than that. But okay, I think in that case, yeah, we just go ahead and play, or sorry, and lay these eggs. Don't need to worry about playing birds, hopefully. And yeah, actually, we do want to take the egg off here as well. Get a few coming through. Hopefully, these hunts, there we go. King Royale, wouldn't have minded that in my hand, but never mind. But yeah, we're going to be good, because now we can lay 4 eggs in the wetlands. We're going to fill up there, so it's just working out almost perfectly here. And yeah, we're going to be able to hopefully win this end of round goal. We're going to get the 5 eggs from the white throat, so we should be looking on a good score here. Could have been better if we hadn't blanked that bonus card, but just got to hope it's going to be enough against, yeah, my opponent here. Could well depend what this last play is going to be. And on to our last turn of the game, and it's another bonus card for my opponent through the Kia, so yeah, one to watch out for there. Could well swing the game a little bit, but we can only do what we can do, which is going to be laying these eggs, crossing our fingers for these predators. Not the bird you want to see. Go through in the whooping crane. Can we get Golden Eagle to work? Okay, that's at least a bit better. And yeah, use up our last card. So a little bit of spare food. If we found a good bird to play, that would have been the case. But yeah, certainly a fairly solid end game, I think. And yeah, being able to negotiate a slightly tricky end of round goal here, being able to get the win there, I think is quite significant. Obviously, these nectars, as I kind of said earlier in the game, we were always going to struggle there. We didn't have great nectar supply up against this European robin, so I feel like I've done what I could there. Try to, yeah, maximize points elsewhere. We'll see what it can do for us. So yeah, a useless free food, but that will be a cash over here. The good news is that white-throated kingfisher has done a very, very poorly for my opponent, just 3 caches, so I can feel reassured. But yeah, that could have done way better, and I'd be looking in a much worse spot than right now. But into our teals, yeah, Ruddy Shell Duck doing its job, picking up another tuck there. But this white throat, this is a good play. It's not often you play that in round 3 and get 10 eggs off it. That's worked out very, very nicely. And yeah, winning the end of round goal as well, picking up those extra points. So onto this yellow power, this raven, just the 1 cache. Honestly, could well be looking at behaviorist over here. I am trying to desperately work out what those bonus cards are going to be, but we'll find out very soon once we've got through, yeah, these painful nectar defeats. But the good news is at least did qualify in all 3 habitats, picked up those 6 total points. Hopefully that's going to help us as we come into these final scores. So yeah, lots of big point birds down on both boards. Much, much more for my opponent. We'll see about those bonus cards. Yeah, 14, very strong. So looking good. We are going to bring it back with the end of round goals and with the eggs. Our grasslands were strong. Obviously not too many caches. We did have a lot of tucks in that grasslands though. We're going to build a lead that hopefully we can hold on to through these next points. Indeed we do. 126 the final score, up against 116. So yeah, pretty happy with that game. Definitely from the uncertain start with just the mallard, but it's the power of the early card draw. We were able to find good stuff, get this grasslands engine going, and yeah, work this rodentologist bonus card very nicely. 10 points. Obviously a bit of a shame on the second draw, but only so much you can do there. And yeah, just supported nicely with the white throat, as I say, getting those eggs coming through as well. So we'll take a look What were these bonus cards? Indeed, it was Behaviorist. Coming through 6 points. Endangered Species for another 6. Very nice. Greedy Manager, less so, but still 2 points there. Pretty good all in all. So yeah, not too bad on those bonus cards. But maybe just couldn't really get an engine going. I say Kingfisher, probably the disappointment. But I'm very happy with how that game went for us. Always good to get a win. Nice and early in this group stage. So yeah, fun game. Hope you enjoyed watching that one. As I say, still got plenty of games to go in this group stage. So I'll get as many as I can on this channel. If you want to see those, do hit subscribe. Do make sure you're staying up to date, following along. And yeah, I'll see you in another video very, very soon.